This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.
Welcome to the Time Is Now podcast, hosted by your team at IRG. I am your host, Justin Villa. And today we're joined with the broker, the boss, Giovanna Guzman, and Jengis Bayerli from the IRG team. We're joined with a special guest. We've done a business with Robert for a few years now. We started with one magazine and he moved on to a next, and we joined him in that magazine. And we're happy to get his insight basically on the Miami market and his vision, not from the real estate perspective, but basically from the magazine and PR and his vision of how he's seen Miami grow. I mean, especially since you've lived here for a while as well. So just to kind of get your insight on a few things. But let's say welcome to Robert Albacete, Vice President of Sales for Modern Luxury. How are you, friend? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Rob. It's so good to have you here. It's an honor for us to have you. We've been working together for so long already that, we became more than just business. It's more now we have a nice friendship. And you've been with us for a long time. So basically you see how we evolve, but also we evolve because Miami evolved. So that's one of the things that we wanted to kind of pick your brain here and have your insights of what you've seen in the market. And I was wondering, just because, we started a long time ago with a different magazine. Now we're with doing Miami Luxury and Ocean Drive. And I'm sure you get approached by different businesses. And I just want to hear, what's the difference between before, let's say 8 years ago, or even, let's say, before pandemic, and now, because I'm sure that you've seen a lot of interest and within real estate and developments.
Yeah.
So if you can just give us a little bit of insights there, that would be great.
Absolutely. Well, first, thanks for having me. So born and raised in Miami, Florida, I've seen this grow to what it is now, right? And when we met about 9-10 years ago, I was managing the American Airlines books. And I was primarily focusing and touching the Latin American market, people coming here. We shift now after pandemic and we see what has happened now, and now it's become very hyper local in Miami. So that's where Modern Luxury comes in. The largest luxury media company across the US, but locally here, the largest presence with Miami Magazine, Ocean Drive, the iconic Ocean Drive publication for over 35 years, and exclusive affiliations like with the Basel community, Formula One, Swim Week, that type of thing that ties everything in the presence in the luxury market here locally. Now, with the change that I've seen, yes, it went to touching the people visiting to want to invest here, to now people that have moved here and are still looking to expand or looking to grow because their families have grown. And just, my gosh, the developers and the projects, we're running out of room.
Exactly. There's no more spotless in Brickell and downtown area, and they are trying to expand to the other areas when you look at it real estate-wise.
Correct. I mean, right. We were just talking about it this morning, the drive-in, right?
Right.
People took that little break of pandemic to work from home, try the remote thing, but people like us, we love to socialize, and we love to talk, and we love to see each other, cooperate with each other, see friendly faces, and now everybody's back out on the roads, and it's just, it throws a different perspective into where you're looking to move into the real estate market, of looking where to buy, where it is that you want to invest, is just because everything is getting back to norm, and we have nowhere else to go but keep growing and growing and growing. So yeah.
And Robert, also, for example, you guys do a lot of course, events as Ocean Drive and all the magazines and everything. And you have seen how Miami is developing in a restaurant scene and nightlife and everything. Also, there's so many new things coming up, right? The locations that you choose and everything is unbelievable. And you keep inviting us, of course we keep coming, but can you give just your insight on that also, how the Miami market changed? Because
the lifestyle.
10 years ago, there wasn't even of course there was always nice restaurants, but now there's Michelin star restaurants and everything, right?
Yeah, well, and again, perspective, different audience that we offer from Miami to where is a more residential Miami Magazine, the platform, the footprint, residential, families, suburbs, to where you cross the pond, what we call, to Ocean Drive, and it's just the lifestyle. So you have that type of restaurant, bar, social scene, where to be at. But then you also have the restaurants more into Brickell, into Cutler Bay, into, down by US 1, heading up north towards Doral, Miami Lakes, Aventura, the Miami market. So yes, we curate events, but to both markets. Exactly. So we want to do something a little bit less lifestyle, a little bit more serious network, power lunch, power dinner, power event than Miami. And we partner with great hospitality groups that have just launched a new project, a new restaurant where to go to in Miami, and we how it is in the business world, partnering, and we partner, and then yes, we put together these amazing events, as I said, with huge organizations, and you could see the audience that we bring, and being that we're the largest and been around for a long time, excuse me, just like you guys, it's everybody knows you, and so you build these huge invite lists and audience. And
it's funny you're talking. I was just remembering, a long time ago, that I will see the Ocean Drive in these magazines. Oh wow! I wonder, I really want to be in this magazine. It's like, there was going to be that day that we're going to be in this magazine. And certainly, I don't know how many years we've been there already.
Yeah, I remember. I used to see it too, and you automatically go and shift. Besides seeing the beautiful person in the front cover usually, but you switch over to on the scene, and you go to see what events were held and who was there.
Exactly.
So now we're here, we're living it. And, you guys are grazing the pages. Yes.
Yes, we are. So actually, I'm wondering, because I'm sure, like we were talking about, like the lifestyle restaurants, you can kind of have an idea of how many new businesses are coming into Miami, because I'm sure that, that's one of the best things. Like I was saying, that I always wanted to be showcased in this magazine, was for me a way to let everybody know that, hey, we're here, we're the best in real estate, come and reach out to us. So I'm sure a lot of businesses are doing that as well, and these are new businesses that are starting to grow, or maybe they just relocated to Miami, or now they're starting new businesses in Miami. So I'm sure you can have an idea of the approach that these businesses are getting, because I'm sure it's been, compared to 5 or even 8 years ago to today.
Yeah, well, I mean, emails come in, I don't know the amount of businesses that are coming down here, I'm sure it's a huge amount, but emails are coming in all the time wanting to take advantage of this presence. Either they have presence on the West Coast or Central, United States, and they're coming down towards South Florida to capitalize on this. I mean, we see it, we're reading it in the news, all the new, huge businesses that are coming here, establishing headquarters here. Of course. Not far from our office, FIBA is establishing their new office is Apple. They're in Coral Gables at the Plaza. Exactly. So these huge headquarter companies, tech companies are coming down here. So yes, that just follow the smaller businesses, and immediately when they reach large media companies, they see Modern Luxury, and emails come in wanting to be part of it.
Well, that makes your job easier.
Yes, yes, somewhat.
I'm sure. Exactly. So, well, that's amazing. And actually, knowing that the lifestyle in Miami has changed completely. Before, and I remember when we moved to Brickell, that it's been, about 6 years ago or so that we moved to Brickell. And at the beginning, I used to live in Coral Gables, and for me, Brickell was like, that's just, bachelors and, single guys only living in Brickell. I will never raise a family or have my young kids there. So it was in that moment that the kids wanted to move to Brickell. I said, well, you know what, they're going to go to other college, so it's okay. Let's just go there now. And when we moved, there was a few places to go and walk around, from here to the office. There was a few nice restaurants to go around. But now we have it's just so many to choose from that sometimes we don't even know them all. And we are here every day. Yeah. So I think that's the evolution that we had lately in the last years. And I mean, from your side, I'm sure you're seeing that even more, because you're getting approached and you're getting all these emails of businesses and invitations, because everybody wants to be showcased. Everybody wants to be in the magazine.
Yeah. 5, 6 years ago, what was just Bayside? And now you have the beautiful Brickell City Center for the shopping and the breakfast and the dining and the happy hours and the bowling and the putting. More family, like you said. People are just looking to come to this area. Number one, commute-wise, we talked about the length of time it takes in the car. You have time to yourself, but it's kind of like just in traffic. To coming and having everything nearby. So they don't want people to get away from the city and go to suburbia like me, but people that are coming in, they're making it a lot more easier and having everything walking distance.
Yeah, it's like the work, live, and play, all in the same area. So basically, that's been becoming more popular because as demand, people want that. It's a lifestyle. It's to improve your lifestyle. So that's what people are looking for. And you see these areas are now becoming that.
Yes.
You see Brickell, you see Coral Gables. Everybody's expanding and having more areas and places that you can just walk towards that. So.
And when real estate with the new development, all the amenities that they're just throwing into these buildings, you have it all here.
Yeah, and the Brickell is becoming the financial capital of the whole Florida, as you know, like. Behind us, there's this 830 Brickell office building, which Ken Griffin already just rented 130,000 square feet of office space. That's like probably 3 or 4 floors, and he's moving there with 450 employees, as far as I know. And he bought buildings and everything. So there's like a big investments coming in. And other than that, as you know, Miami has the most international banks. I think it's approximately like more than 200 banks from different countries. That's all based in Miami. So it's like
in Brickell.
Expanded, in Brickell.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So to put you here in the spot, you've seen all these real estate developments, new constructions, and new beautiful buildings, and all these attractive buildings in the magazine that I'm sure you know, then you're very familiar with them. Yeah. So if you have to pick one for you, let's say you have the opportunity, you know what? I'm going to choose one, and that's the one I'm going to get for myself. Which one will you pick?
The one in Brickell, let's say.
No, you can choose anywhere.
Which project? Like
yes,
which development, if I would live...
Right, that one that you would say, this is for me, this is the one I want for me.
I mean, I just want to start off by saying it's really hard to get rid of my backyard. I'm in my backyard every day. I'm a backyard barbecue guy, smoke cigars, watch TV. But if I did have to go to an apartment life...
Don't think of it like an apartment, because in San Regis they have villas. San Regis.
I mean, they all have areas, and
they have a villa. It's only 40 million.
You have this great balconies, terrace, where you have a barbecue as well. So it's. Let's say you have the opportunity to say, I'm going to change.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I liked the Waldorf, and just because of the way they set everything up with the view that you could actually visualize yourself in the apartment being there, whether it's the 80th floor, 100th floor,
right?
Rainy,
making it easier for you to visualize,
as well as. Is it 1428? The one that we did the photo shoot in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the little White House? The same thing.
Yeah.
It's just the finishes and something to wake up every day and seeing a view like that. I mean, it has to have a view. I don't have a view now where I live except of a gazebo in the backyard. But if I'm going to have a view, yes, I would say there. I would say those two properties.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, somehow, we kind of think alike.
Those two properties. And what's coming with Waldorf, of the way the structure of the building is, I mean, that might just take the cake just because
it's
of how
an
it looks.
iconic tower.
Yeah,
Just because of how it's going to look when it's done.
Yeah, it's like 9 cubes and all of them is like different.
And the tallest, yes?
Yes.
We just went to the event 2 days ago.
They were just pouring the cement.
They did all the cement pour and everything, and I was reading it was over 1,200 trucks of cement. Like that is a ridiculous amount of cement to put into a hole, because they basically had to go down 18 floors.
And they got the most expensive construction loan in the history of Florida. Like 600 and...
It was some absurd number.
Like
Yeah. So I mean, it's I think a lot of our favorites for a reason. It's an iconic building, the brand, and obviously the development team behind it, and obviously we love the sales team that's there. So they've done an amazing job.
Well, I feel like it feels great to be be able to be part of a team that we're making history together. Because I feel like we're part of it. We were involved in sales and many other sales, and being there and see the evolution of since the beginning, or just a few drawings and a piece of paper that we're able to show, and that's how we're able to sell. So it was right before friends and family, and them to see it now and to see the evolution and the growth, and wow, it's just an iconic that no matter how many other buildings are there, this was always going to be that first one who really set up a new standard in Miami condo living.
Yeah, part of the process, right? Seeing everything come together, and as the phases come out, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to change the skyline of Miami.
100%.
Like totally, because like in New York, they give you these keychains with Freedom
Eiffel Tower,
you know, and then it will be the same thing in Miami with that keychains with the Waldorf.
Because it's unique also. It's a very
yeah.
unique and architecture also.
But that's what I'm saying. That might change my perspective to select that one as the final choice because of the way the product is going to look at the end, right?
Yeah.
The tallest, the way the building is built out, it's going to be different. Yes.
Yeah.
It's incredible that all these new projects that are coming out, they're the first in something, right? Right next door we have the Dolce & Gabbana, and it literally says America's first Dolce & Gabbana hotel and residence.
And it will be 90 floors.
Yeah,
you know?
so like
it's taller than Waldorf.
The feet wise it's basically the same, but it's crazy how like every building now one-ups every other building, right?
Yeah.
It's we're the best in this, or we're the first in this, and I think that goes back to kind of Joanna's point, where that lifestyle, that need for work, live, and play all in the same area has curated these developers and kind of told them like, hey, listen, you need to make sure that the building has 60,000 square feet of amenities. You have to have the best gyms, best work and play areas where you can have these people go into a conference room and reserve it, and they literally do not have to leave the building.
And a brand.
Exactly.
It's all about
and
brands
attached
right
to
now.
these brands. Because I mean, look at all these projects that are brands, right?
Yeah.
St.
From
Regis,
hospitality
Dolce &
to
Gabbana,
just fashion
to
and
cars,
cars.
to everything.
So, yeah.
Well, you were just saying about the businesses coming down here and the corporations coming down here. Now it's like you said, every business, if these huge companies, name brands, world-renowned brands that have been around forever are wanting to put these names on these buildings, that tells you something.
Definitely. Think of it this way: out of Fortune 500, like nearly 200 companies moved their headquarters to Florida, most of the time to Miami, West Palm Beach, and different places. But they are coming with their employees also, and people have been saying, the prices keep going up in Miami, it's going to fall. It's not going to fall, because when you look at the data analysis from the ISU reports that they did even like a couple of months ago, the houses that were bought in 2023 from 1 million and up, the closing is with cash, like approximately 78% or 80% of those closings were cash. So people think that there's going to be like crisis coming. Crisis might be coming to US, to different locations, but Miami for me is not US. It's the capital of Latin America. So, and there's so much demand.
And now the world, because before, yes, we know Miami was founded, but Latins, but now we have so much interest, worldwide.
California, New York.
Yes, so it's different now. So the approach that we're getting from everywhere in the world is completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we're part of this new development called the Alley in Little River, and for me at the beginning was something like, Little River, what are we going to get there? What's that? And being there and seeing the having the vision of the growth of the area, because of course everything's moving up. We have to grow, and we have the Everglades and the water, so the only thing that we can do is just move north. So when you see that downtown is not what it used to be, then Edgewater either, and then now Design District, and now then what's left, definitely Little River. And for us, it was very impressive to see the attraction, and when you see all these great new developments coming to the area, when you see more than 10,000 units, they're going to be built within the next 3 years or so for rent only.
Now, no one is selling it.
Something's happening here that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's the demand that we're getting. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, there's a reason why these developers are keeping their lots, right? They see the future of that area. They've done their research. No developer's just going to buy a land and build a building and hope, fingers crossed. No, that's not how these developers work and their teams and stuff like that. So when you have these developers and even not even just local developers, like there's a few local developers that are building in that area of Little River, but you have developers from New York, Chicago. They're coming over here and they're building in that area for a reason. Yep. And like Giovanna said, there's over 11,000 units for rent that are going to be built in the next 3 to 5 years. And there's a reason why our developer's selling the project at this price, because he's the first and the only one. And there's some other projects that we've been hearing and stuff like that, but for
Well,
For
the
the
first
area
ones.
right now,
We
we're
are
the
the
first
first
ones.
ones.
So, like I said, there's
It's
always a
good to be
first.
first.
Exactly.
It's always good to be first.
Yeah, there's developers coming from Chicago, New York, buying lands, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
right, like our developer alone has over 11 lots in the
Yeah.
area, right? No developer is going to buy 11 lots if he doesn't see the vision and future of the
Exactly.
area. And not only just our 11, but there's an additional like 10 to 15 of other developers that are buying as well.
Yeah.
So that's over like 30 projects
Yeah.
in the area.
In a small area.
And if you paint the picture, like going back to what you said about the area of downtown, what was it to be? Like, again, born and raised. I've seen downtown, not from the 80s of what it was and how
You're
it
right.
became, but like, let's just call it. You used to come to watch a Miami Heat basketball game at the old Miami Arena behind the police station off the freeway. And it was like, be careful,
Of
like
course.
in the arena, out of the arena,
And out
to
of
the
the
car
arena.
and leave, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like, look at this, what this has become, right? You move up a little bit more and you go to Edgewater on the other side of the freeway.
Exactly.
Back then, it was a
Get out of quickly, yeah.
Correct. Now look at what that's become. Now moving up past Bay Point, you got Design District.
Yeah.
That was very. So now going into Little River. So yeah, they kind of don't know what's coming, but they see.
They have
it.
an idea.
They see it, and it's just following the pattern.
It's following the
It's
pattern. That's what it
It's
is.
following
That's
the
what it
pattern.
Exactly.
And I think that there's a big like the people who are coming here to Miami, right? Like we're seeing a little bit of everything, right? The investors, there's people who second home.
Yeah.
But I think it has to do a lot with the tourism, right? Miami's tourism has skyrocketed in the last few years. Just to give you guys a few numbers, because we've had to do it for presentations and stuff like that we've been giving, but these numbers to me are crazy. Miami International Airport sees over 51 million people per year. That's
insane.
insane. Ultra, Art Basel, Boat Show, Music Fests, all of that, we see over 450,000 visitors per year just on those events.
Yeah, only Ultra is like 160,000
Yeah,
people.
literally.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's just one of it.
Yeah,
3
just
days.
one event.
In 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah. The Port of Miami is the biggest port right now that is servicing over 8 million people per year.
Yep.
That is insane.
It's number one in the world.
And they just, I think it
wide.
was like two days ago or 3 days ago, I had seen something that they were like putting some new charging ports and things like that, and we're like the first port to do that. And like it's there's a reason why they're choosing Miami to be the first, right? And it's not only like Giovanna said, these brands, these companies, everything. They want to be the first in Miami. They want to build their first project in Miami. They want to move their company to be the biggest and largest in Miami, because we have so many benefits and so many people, and it's just it's a growth that I think the city of Miami has needed for a while, just because we knew how beautiful the city was, and we've lived here for a long time, but I think after pandemic, people started to see, oh damn, Miami's pretty nice. You know, it's not just a vacation spot. It's not just let me spend 2 nights, hop on a cruise and come back and go home. No,
Yeah, before it's just shopping in the
yeah. And now it's a hub. It's where people want to be. It's
Exactly.
the parties are here, the lifestyle's here, the food is here, and it's amazing to
all
see.
The big artists and sports and they're
The
getting
weather,
a
the
place
events.
here. Yeah, everybody wants to have a piece of Miami. Everybody's buying here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for example, like in a week, we have this event, right, for the swim week.
Next week is our
Yeah.
swim week event. Yes, June
Yeah,
27th.
everyone even comes from LA, New York, just to be there.
Yeah,
Right?
Basel brings people from all over
Yep.
the globe,
Yep.
just for that week of festivities.
Yes.
Called Art Basel. So yeah, there's always something going on, and there's more things that are going to be added onto it.
Exactly.
We've seen the growth of the boat show,
Yeah.
where it's
Yeah.
expanded to different spots
Yeah.
within South Florida, where it was just the Miami boat show.
Exactly.
So all of that just continues expanding, and like to add to Justin's point, yes, tourism comes and then they want to stay, or they come with the plan of, in 2-3 years I'm going to be here.
Exactly.
And that's it. So it just keeps on piling on and piling on until we're rushed out of here. Luckily, I've been here my whole life.
I mean, I don't know. I like the energy. I like the vibe that we're getting.
Different
you know,
cultures.
yes, I love that. I mean, I like to be active. And I
Yeah.
like to be
exactly.
doing things all the time. So for me, it's exciting. You know, it's I think I can never be too calm and too isolated for too long. Maybe a day or so, okay, to relax, but that's it. I need to go back to the action.
Yeah, if it wasn't boring, it wasn't an opportunity, it wasn't filled with life, it wasn't filled with so many different perspective people, if it wasn't filled with so many things to do, and of course, 365 weather-wise,
Exactly.
people wouldn't come here.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing it, the numbers don't lie, Justin. And that's probably post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-pandemic, it was even stronger. So.
Exactly.
Well, we always knew this, but because we've been here, but not
exactly.
everybody did. So now that's what it is. We got this covered.
Yeah. Pandemic didn't stop us.
No, at all. It made us stronger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, we want to say thank you, Robert, for taking time out of your day. We appreciate you
I
for
love
coming
it.
here.
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Of course, no, it's always awesome to have you
Absolutely.
here around the office, and we appreciate your time and everything.
Of course.
And remember, guys, you know what to do. If you have any questions, concerns, hit us up on all our social medias: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much everywhere where you can find us. Check us out on YouTube if you want to see the video live with Robert. And remember, the time is now.
The time is now.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.